Hello, Girl Scouts, family, and friends. My name is Michelle Harris, the Senior Program Manager of Outdoor Experience and Resident Camp Director for Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. Today, I'm going to go through with you the steps to the badge Screenwriter for Cadettes. Let's get started. Okay, so with the Screenwriter badge, you're going to try your hand at writing for the big or small screen. Here are the following steps. Step 1, decide what makes a good script. Step 2, come up with an idea for a story. Step 3, get to know your characters. Step 4, build the plot. And step 5, write a 12-page script and share it. Let's get started with step 1. For step 1, decide what makes a good script. I went ahead and did a little bit of research for you guys, and I wanted to share this quote that I found. A good script is a series of events, not dialogue or exposition, that tell a good story with clear goals, rising conflict, a powerful climax, and a satisfying resolution. There are many possible answers to this question, but the one is that reading a good script makes you feel like you're watching a good movie. I feel like that is a really good way to think about your script and when you're working on these steps towards building that 12-page script that you're going to write. So for your choices for step 1, decide what makes a good script. You can either watch 1 movie or 3 shows in your favorite genre, or host a script dissection party with your friends, or read 2 scripts. So for this step, I would have personally chosen to watch a movie or 3 shows in your favorite genre. Talk for a minute about what genres are. So genres, they are different themes in a sense. So for example, there is romantic comedy, aka rom-coms. There's comedy, there's romance, there's horror, there's action, there's sci-fi. There's so many different types of options out there for genres. My personal favorite genre, I really like romantic comedies as well as sci-fi kind of things. So for this step with watch 1 movie or 3 shows in your favorite genre, what I would have picked would have been a type of sci-fi such as the TV show Legacies, which is based off of the Vampire Diaries, or I would have watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. So I would have used that as my first step. Let's move on to step 2. For step 2 of the Screenwriter badge is to come up with an idea for your story. Your choices are look into your own life, or add to a story you already know, or to play story maker. So for this step, I would have personally chose to do story maker. It's a game where you take 24 strips of paper or 24 index cards and you divide them into 2 piles. On one pile, you write different characters, and then on the other pile, you write different situations or settings. So for example, in the character pile, you can put a teacher, a coffee barista, a pilot, a struggling artist, a talking cat. It can be any type of character that you would potentially like to write on. And then for settings or situations, it can be anything that your character might get into, such as making a dinner for the entire family and messing it up and having to go and order Chinese food for dinner. Or it could be having your character try out for the basketball team and finds out they're actually really good at it. Or it could even be going and moving to a new state with your family and then going to a new school and finding that something is a little odd about this school. So you have a couple of different options to play with. Once you pick 2 from each of the categories, you would then write as if you're building that story. On to step 3. So for step 3 of the Screenwriter badge, you get to know your characters. Your choices are to spend some time people watching, or to exaggerate details about people you're familiar with, or mix and match. So for this step, I would have personally chose to mix and match. What that means is that you would combine characteristics of people you know along with some of your favorite characters or celebrities. So for example, I would take my brother-in-law, who is extremely sarcastic. I would take that and then I would combine it with For example, Ron Weasley from Harry Potter, who is extremely oblivious to pretty much anything and everything going on, but he's super loyal and he's a good friend. So I would take super sarcastic and out there with very loyal, oblivious, but a good friend, and merge that into one character. On to step 4. So for step 4 of the Screenwriter badge is to build a plot. Your choices are to fill out the worksheet using your imagination, which will be attached in a file along with this video that you will see. It's on page 6. Or you can find plot twists in the news, or you can use plot twists from a familiar story. So for this step, I would personally use a plot twist from a familiar story. So for this step with choosing a plot twist from a familiar story, I'm going to use the story of a Cinderella story. Basically in the story is that the young girl Sam is shy, she works at a diner, she wants to go to school at Princeton. Austin Ames, who is the popular jock, quarterback on the football team, just overall most popular guy in school. Well, these two meet up in an online chat room to go to Princeton. They start talking. They don't know who each other is in real life. They go to the ball where they meet. It's a masquerade ball, but unfortunately Austin Ames doesn't have anything to cover his face, where Sam does. Sam's sisters find her emails and they put on this really mean skit so that Austin finds out that Sam is a diner girl and not like this princess. And at the end, they finally fall in love and they go away together to Princeton. Basically, it's a spin-off of Cinderella. So I would use that as where I'm building my plot, where this person isn't who they say they are to this person over here, but they meet, they really like each other, and then who this person is over here finally comes to the light. On to step 5. So for the final step of this badge is to write a 12-page script and share it. So you have a few options with this one as well. You can either work solo, work with a friend, or work with a mentor. All of these options are really great. I would personally either choose to work solo or work with a friend so you can bounce ideas off of one another. But with this, if you already have really good ideas going on and you know exactly what you want to write, I would probably suggest working solo. Go ahead and write that 12-page script. Like I said, you can definitely do some research on how a script is written. In the badge paperwork, you can see that a page of script is basically 1 minute of screen time. So think about it like that, with your details on what they're doing, what they're wearing, what they're saying, what they're feeling, so on and so forth. Once you have written your 12-page script, I would suggest sharing it with a parent or guardian or your troop leader to review and make adjustments when it comes to spelling and grammar. And once you feel that your script is complete, what I would like for you to do is have a parent or guardian's assistance or approval to help you email your script to me at mharris@girlscoutshh.org, and I will share it for all of your friends and family and the public to read. Thank you so much for watching this video on the walkthrough for the Screenwriter badge for cadets. I hope you guys have a wonderful time doing this, and I cannot wait to see your awesome scripts. Until next time, my name is Michelle Harris, the Senior Program Manager of Outdoor Experience and Resident Camp Director, signing off until our very next program.